Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You always have a seat at the table. Welcome to Open BxRx. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a couple who will share their love story and how it is proof that it's never too late to find that special someone. Then after that, we'll check in with a clinical psychologist who will share tips on growing from trauma that are highlighted in her latest book. And plus, the entrepreneur speaks about the significance of investing in franchises in the fitness race and space. And then finally, we'll hear from a thought-provoking artist, visionary, and leader of a movement that was created to inspire global healing and promote self-care. So sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. Hey, you're invited, and we're wide open. Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's a live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, our first guest, a husband and wife duo, and one is an author and love and relationship expert. The other is the president and CEO of Phax LLC. And they join us to speak on how they found love together and ultimately unlikely time, and how they are helping others to do the same. And to highlight their book, too. They have a fantastic book, Second Act, Living Boldly and Abundantly at Every Age. So please welcome to the show, Cheri and Tracey Syphax. Cheri, how are you?
Hello, we are well. How are you?
Tracey, you good?
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for having us.
Tracey, I see the steps that you built in back of you.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty handy with the hands, but since we tired,
he can only go up from there, right?
Yeah.
No, is it a brand new home?
His last labor of love. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, it continues. It doesn't stop there. So listen, tell us how you met and how you put all this stuff together. Just give us a little touch, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, I'll let my wife do that. She's she's good at kind of compartmentalizing. We don't take an hour to do it. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, so we met online during the pandemic. So I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my husband in Trenton, New Jersey. We were locked in and shut down, and I was all by myself. I'm a transplant from California, from the Bay Area to Philadelphia. And I decided, let me go ahead and try online dating. I just got relationship. I wanted love, and I had historically dated normally in what people consider normal, meeting people in person, but obviously the pandemic impacted that. Went online, like I say in the 2020 interview, I am a marketing and sales person, and I can market and sell myself. And my husband saw me, and about 2 weeks after being online, he reached out and introduced himself to me, and we talked. We dated via like FaceTime and YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but FaceTime and Zoom, and ultimately met each other in person at a dinner that I planned on May 22nd of 2020. Yeah. We were engaged that year, New Year's Eve of 2020, and we got married May 22nd, 2021, a year to the day that we actually saw each other in person. So it's our story.
Great, great. Now, when you date online, does it take you're a marketing and research expert, right? Because you were doing your thing on there. How did you actually find them? And Tracey, how did you respond to that?
Well, as she knows, she's a marketing expert. So it was, her page stuck out at me. As you can see, Cheri has a beautiful smile. And, I have dated online prior to us meeting online. So I knew how to date online, seeing it operate. So, you go through there and you look at folks' profiles and you look at their pictures and you read what they have to say. And inside their bio is a complete description of their life. of their life journey. And just listening to her and reading her bio and what she wrote was just truly amazing, and someone that I wanted to get to know and spend some time with it. So even though I was in Trenton, New Jersey, yes, I welcomed her to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. But listen, you know, a lot of people try to do this, but sometimes they're skeptical about, you know, finding that right person. They may put something that's not right there. And then when you meet them, it's explosive. It's a whole nother story. How are you comfortable with that?
Well,
what made you comfortable?
So I was comfortable because, and we'll talk about the book later, I had done a lot of healing work. I had gone through a journey myself and gotten out of fear. So a lot of people are just fearful of the unknown, and dating online is somewhat the unknown, but I trusted my instinct. I trusted my intuition. And women have that. I trusted myself to not only be the person that I wanted to attract, but to attract the person that I wanted to attract. So I really had no issues with approaching online dating. I think a lot of times, and Tracey can speak to this, it's the energy that you bring to the process. So it's not necessarily what you say and what you look like. It's also a certain energy that you bring to the process that I believe also can impact your experience.
All right. East Coast meets West Coast.
Yes, that's what it was. Actually, her name on her site was Bay Love. So she definitely has brought a lot of sunshine to the East Coast.
Yeah.
So we're super excited to have met her for sure.
What was your handle?
My handle was Tracey. Tracey S. It was simple Tracey. But the thing is, Dr. Bob, the thing is that I could not put my last name on my site, because once you Google me, it's over. I mean, I am easily Googleable. I am easily researchable. You get to know all of my history just by Google search. So I never put my last name, and it actually took me a few weeks before I would finally give her my last name. Because I knew once I gave it to her, she would know everything about me.
But, you know, you got to start off step by step. You can't give it all right off the bat. You know, a little mystery in there. But listen, how has your own experiences with love influenced the writing of your new book?
Yeah, so initially, everyone, as I've grown and I have children that are like track athletes and things like that, people have always said, and I've survived a lot of things. People have always said, you need to write a book. And I just never really felt that my story was impactful, partially because I think we as Black women, we go through things, right? I mean, and it just is our experience. It was something about when Tracey and I got married, our story has been covered in Philly Mag, the New York Times, O Magazine. We were on 2020. So many women, and I was 50 when Tracey and I met, 51 when we got married. So many, and a professional executive, right? So many people and women were reaching out and saying we were inspiring them. And how did you do it? And how did you meet your husband? And my answer really was, I met my husband because I met myself. And I attracted the love that I had for myself. And so many times in relationships before, I don't know that I felt worthy of the love that Tracey and I have. So that then became an interesting point. And I started coaching women on my healing coaching journey, on the way I healed myself. Because I think the first relationship you have to have is with yourself. It's the love that you have to have for yourself. And then all your other relationships, professional, social, romantic, those are impacted by that relationship you have with yourself. So at first I was going to write a book that just said something like, 5 ways to meet your husband online, or some cute thing. But then as I was starting to help women, I realized that my journey was unique to me, but it was one that was somewhat specific to Black women as well. So it began to be like a love letter to other women to help them understand if you had a bad experience at one point, that doesn't necessarily define you. You can learn from those experiences and you can move on. It also was an honor to women because so many of us are in spaces that don't honor us. For me, it's an executive being in a white male dominated environment. And so how do we navigate that with a certain level of worth and confidence without attaching ourselves to some of the tropes and the stereotypes that negatively impact us. So it became this really full-on journey to getting to this second act, if you will, getting over fear, trusting myself, finding worth. And I thought it was something that so many other people could benefit from. Not to mention my husband is also an author. He wrote a book, From the Block to the Boardroom, and just having some in your corner who had done it before encouraging you also helped me say, you know, I can be vulnerable and share my story to help others.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So how did you come up with this name? Second Act, living boldly and abundantly at every age.
Well, I feel moving from Oakland to Philadelphia, changing careers. I was in like telecom and in the Bay Area, you know, being Silicon Valley, that was my career before. And now I'm in the medical device industry, coming here, being single and now being married. It was just, I feel like I'm a star of this second act. We're just having so many experiences that I would not thought I would be having in my 50s.
Tracey, she's got the dialogue. She's got it down. You guys make a great couple. I see you're building together. It's a beautiful thing. You love the way it's going, the way it's flowing.
Yes.
You got the harmony going on.
Yes, we have the right thing going on. We have the right combination, I believe, of trying to build a foundation and build generational wealth for our family, and also making sure that we taking care of ourselves personally. So we spend a lot of time in both of them. I don't know if it was mentioned that we actually just bought a 125-seat restaurant, 66 employees, Philadelphia. Right. Which it gives us a great opportunity to not only, like I said, build generational wealth together, but also know how to have that balance of how we take care of ourselves personally, in which we do very well. I mean, today is Monday, which is our day off. You would believe we have a restaurant that's open 7 days a week. That we have a day off, but we make sure we take care of ourselves. So I think having that balance with someone like Cheri, and I think, you know, she talked about, and I think you talked about earlier, Dr. Bob, that, you know, you're going to talk about trauma and healing with your next guest. You know, that is so important. I think when you find someone who has done work on themselves and you have done work on yourself, it's a beautiful thing. And I think when we came together at the right time.
God is good.
I'm working today.
Wait a minute. Tell us about that restaurant. Is food good?
Oh, amazing. Booker's Restaurant in West Philadelphia, 5021 Baltimore Avenue. And we are open Monday through Monday, 10 to 10. So, yeah.
What kind of food are you talking about?
It's American fare with the Southern influence. So that's what I consider it. Yeah. So you're going to get those Southern blackened catfish, oxtail, jerk oxtails, things like that. But then you also have salmon burgers and things like that. So something for everyone for sure. We have a broad and eclectic menu.
Oh, beautiful. What advice can you share with someone who hasn't found that love that you guys are talking about?
Oh, so many things. One is, as I talk about in O Magazine, get rid of the list of what you think a man should be and have and do. Get rid of that list, because usually it has been influenced by external and outside influences, usually our religious background or what society believes that we should be doing, or who he should be, or, you know, all these external things that don't really matter. It does not usually have on it how a person's going to make you feel, how they're going to care about you, their integrity. So that's the first thing I say, is get rid of the list. And speaking of getting rid of the list, it is Re-entry month. My husband is formerly incarcerated. So for an executive woman to be dating a man who's formerly incarcerated, like 10 years ago, that would not have been on my list. But now it is, because people grow, evolve, and change. And there's so much that he brings that men that I dated with advanced degrees, not that there's a problem with that, but the kind of integrity and investment in our relationship that they never brought. So think of this cookie cutter way that love can be. The second is, again, finding your own value and love and worth with yourself. If you are triggered by certain situations, if you are always having problems, dig deep, look at yourself, because you're the common denominator. You're bringing yourself to the relationship. And then the last thing I would say is just date and have fun. Don't
have
meet
fun
and think that guy's going to be your husband. So all of a sudden you've got these expectations that no one's agreed to, you know, and so communicate what you want, communicate your desire. Yeah. Date many men. You don't have to sleep with them all, but if you do, that's your problem. That's your issue. But you can date many men and then let the one that rises to the cream of the crop be the person that you choose to allow to pursue you.
And Tracy's a good guy. Look at the halo coming down on the top of his head there.
I know. I was like, what's the light behind
that? Yeah.
Tracy
got it going on. Both of you guys are wonderful people. It seems like, you know, I can feel it. So you're doing some great things together. Give us social media where people can follow you and get more information on you.
So you can follow us. You can Google us pretty much, but you can follow us at Just Phax, JUSTPHAX. That is us on Instagram. Our website is www.justthephax.com, TraceySyphax.com. So that's where you can get his book, From the Block to the Boardroom. SecondAct.com is where you can get my book.
Talk about it.
Yeah, and we'll be actually in Harlem on the 20th. And let's see, I want to make sure I have all the information.
We'll probably see you up there.
Oh, that would be awesome. Awesome. We'll be in Harlem on the 20th.
Bring some of that Philadelphia food.
Yep, 245 Malcolm X Boulevard, New York. Jennifer Mack will be hosting us, and we'll be talking about second act, love, Black love. If you want to talk about Black entrepreneurship, you know, any of those subjects, we'll be having a conversation about not only how did I attract my husband, but how do we have marriage? We're coming up on our 2nd year of marriage. How do we have businesses and how do we support each other and all those things? How do we make time for self-care? So we'll be having those conversations at that event.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. All right. Tracy, and Cheri. Got it. Syphax.
Yes.
Guys going on. Thank you for joining us, and you're always welcome to come back. All right.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. We've got more open coming up next. Stay right there. Welcome back, everybody, of the Dr. Bob Lee for 107.5. You're watching Open. Thank you for joining us. Our next guest is a clinical psychologist and author of the book, The Unexpected Gift of Trauma. We're going to highlight the steps people can take to recover and grow from trauma. So please welcome to the show. She's right here, Dr. Edith Shiro. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much, Bob, for having me. I'm really, really happy to be here with you.
Yeah. So you've been in the business of monitoring people, basically. You're a psychologist. How did it all start?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say monitoring, I would say facilitating. And the way and the way that I actually call what I do is more holding space for transformation. So I'm a space holder for transformation. Yes, and I've been doing this for, more than 25 years. I've been in private practice. I've been teaching, giving conferences, and really working not only with individuals, but also with families, with couples, and with groups and communities, which is something that I really, really love.
And after spending some time facilitating, you said, you know what, let me put the pen to the paper and come up with a book. So
Yeah. It wasn't exactly like that. This is something that I've been brewing for 25 years.
Yeah.
And it started with honestly, I've been in the line of doing research on trauma and what happens with trauma, but, more interesting, not only from a personal perspective, but also professional, is what happens after trauma, because there's so many books and so many things about trauma, and we all know about, the symptoms of trauma and how people get affected and PTSD and all of that. But what happens after? And that was my question, because I found that there were like three kinds of people, three groups that would happen. I would see with my own family and also with my patients, some people would stay in that stuck place of trauma that could not get out, that PTSD, that repetition of patterns. Then And that would take a long time, and some of them would not recover. Then I would see another group of people that would say, you know what, I have the tools, I'm resilient, I can come back, I can bounce back, I can heal. And, you know, some people would come out of it and they would do well. But then I saw a third group, and that's the group that I really, really caught my attention more, which was the group of people that took the opportunity of what happened to them, like the really hard things, difficult, painful, adversity, challenging situations that happened to them. And they use it as a springboard to jump to the next level. It was like a springboard of transformation. It was like a leap into the next level of evolution for them. And that was like really beautiful to see. And that was really interesting. And I was like asking myself all the time, how can we duplicate this? How can replicate this? How we can make this happen for everybody? And what's the difference between the people that stay stuck in the trauma and the people that are actually able to use this opportunity and transform? Like what makes the difference? What makes it happen for some and not for others? And what's the process? So I came up with this whole research and framework and like 5 steps. I put it like easy to read, like, and interesting and understandable for everybody, because the purpose is for all of us to be able to get there.
Yeah. And this book can help people to unstick themselves, basically.
Yes, not only to unstick themselves, but to understand, first of all, what they have. You know, do I have, what's my trauma? What is it about? What's going on? And then what are the 5 steps to actually get to this other place, knowing that there's an opportunity, knowing that there are possibilities, because most people see trauma as a life sentence. They say, okay, something bad happened to me. It's been horrible. Like, that's an example of like the school shooting that I work with. You know, this is an example of people in Bhutan that I went to, like people that go through difficult situations, and then you don't have to stay there. I mean, I think you had a guest, the last guest you had, this woman, Cheri, lovely, amazing example of how she took whatever was happening to her and she put it to work for her in like a transformation, in a way that, you know, you start developing things that you don't even know you had. You start understanding things about yourself that you didn't know you even had, like that strength and that power and that way of seeing life from a completely different perspective. And we can have that collectively also. Bob, it's, you know, for example, living the pandemic that we're in and the last 3 years of what's been happening to us. It's not only individual trauma, but collective trauma. What happens with collective trauma? How do we understand what's happening and use this to say, okay, let's rearrange our priorities. Let's redefine who we are. Let's start writing a new narrative of our lives, of what's happening to us, of who we are, what's important, how do we relate to each other, have more meaningful relationships. Sometimes I say from the pain comes the purpose, right? Yes. From the breakdown, we can go into breakthroughs. From like the you know, in the wound is where the medicine is. So that's kind of like the mindset that I'm offering.
No. And, you know, you mentioned, Doctor, coming out of the pandemic, some people still don't realize that they came through some sort of trauma, and they may be stuck and don't know why they're stuck, or the reason, that the thing that's sticking them or helping them stay stuck. How do you find that person and say, hey, you know, you do have, what are the symptoms that will help people? You know, first you got to recognize the system, the problem, solution. So you got the problem. What are some of the symptoms that will help you climb out of a situation like that?
You know, that's such a great question, because people ask me that a lot. And one of the things that happens is that until the pain of being where we are is greater than the pain of like risking something, you know, that's, we don't move. When we are in this state of like comfort, and yes, you're uncomfortable, yes, things are difficult, yes, you're suffering, but it's not bad enough, we tend to stay in that repetitive stuck place, that paralyzed place. Yeah. And it's only when there's like an unbearable situation that you say, I can't take this anymore, that we enter into the first stage, the first step of this transition, which is radical acceptance. And like you were saying, Bob, it's like, how do we radically accept that this is what's happening to me? You know, it's like having like a pause in your life and saying, I can see around me, I can see what I'm doing, and I'm stuck, or I'm not doing well, or yes, I am an addict, yes, I am an alcoholic, or yes, I am depressed, or yes, I am paralyzed after the pandemic. And only when you begin to accept that completely, honestly, and radically, then you can begin to talk about it. You can begin to express it. You can begin to look for help, or to extend yourself into another person and say, this is what's happening to me. And that's when you enter that process of then looking for an awakening, and then like a new narrative, and then an integration of what's happening to you, and then getting to this wisdom and growth stage that lead us to post-traumatic growth.
People are going to need you because, you know, we're continually being traumatized, and you're just living in this era, you know, with the overabundance of social media. It's like flooding our world. Some of the things that we come out of, people are still, you know, I didn't realize myself what we were going through. I lived next to the Elmhurst Hospital, and you heard the ambulance every night, all throughout the day, and then the helicopters flying by, and then you saw the news reports of people being shoved into a refrigerated truck, and we got a call to help somebody that was stuck deep into the operating room, the ER, and they were crying that nobody came to check them out. So all this stuff was going on. And then you didn't realize that you were wrapped up in this until later on. You said, wow, look what we came through. And is that the first step that you're talking about, the practical acceptance?
Yes,
What's the other step to follow?
Yes, you know, that first step is that radical acceptance of like having that full stop and saying, wow, look what's happening to me. Like what's going on around? How am I even understanding this? But really having that moment of awareness is extremely important, because that's when you can see, okay, those sirens of the ambulance, or that like constant like fear or anxiety of that it's doing something to me. When you overpass that and you don't acknowledge it, and you like shove it under the rug, or pretend it's not there, or avoid it, those are all trauma responses or survival responses, but that are not being processed, and then they will manifest later on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know if it's happening to you know, some of us. It's like when you hear the sirens again, or when you pass by a hospital, or when you get, you know, some triggers, then you're like, you start feeling all of that all over again. And until we accept it, we recognize it, we validate it, and we process it, that's not going to get through to us, so we can get to the next level. The next step is the step that I call safety and protection, in which you actually talk like you and I are talking about it now, in a safe place, and say, and you say, you know, Edith, you know, I've been feeling like this. And I actually remember, like, when I was hearing the sirens, or when I was learning about the bodies or people dying, it really affected me. And like that conversation and that expression of that feeling, that's very, very important, which lead us into the third stage, which is the stage of creating new narratives. It's like the way I understand the world, and the belief system that I had no longer works, and it's shattered, and it's like no longer I feel that, you know, the world functions the way I understand. And how am I going to rewrite the story of my life, and how I'm going to rewrite a narrative that makes sense, and how am I going to find new belief systems that can function for where I am right now. And that's what people go into explorations, you know, start learning about new things, trying out new ways of being, going, you know, places, or, you know, making new friends. You know, it's a whole new redoing, you know, of your life, which takes us into the fourth stage, which is the stage of integration, in which you integrate what happened in the past, the bad things that happened, the trauma, the difficulty, and the new things that you're going through. It's like your whole self. You know, you recognize everything.
Step outside of the circle of stuck.
Exactly. completely. And then that takes us to the fifth stage, which is the stage of wisdom and growth, which is where you really begin to understand life in a very different way.
Beautiful. Where can we go to get more information on you? I mean, you're very exciting and you know, thought-provoking. So give us that information, and you know what? I got to let you know that you're always welcome to come back here and share more. We need about an hour to really.
Yes.
Stuff to share.
Yes, I would love to delve into it. Yes, especially because I'm super connected with the Bronx. I actually work with the Cambodian refugees from the Bronx. I work at Montefiore Hospital. I worked at Fordham University. Like this is my home, my neighborhood, and it would be lovely to talk more with you. It would be an honor. You can find me on my website, www.drdredithshiro.com. My Instagram, Dr. Edith Shiro. I constantly post things on Instagram and Facebook. You can, write to me, YouTube. I mean, it would be wonderful to continue this dialogue. I'm always super excited to hear from other people and what their process is and where they're at and how to do this together.
Thank you. Edith Shiro, clinical psychologist and author, The Unexpected Gift of Trauma. We appreciate you and love you. Thank you so much.
Love you too. Thank you. And make sure you find my book on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles, everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, got to get one. Have you sign it for me?
Please, yes.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a break right here. I've got more open coming up next. Don't move a muscle. All right, welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is an entrepreneur from Jamaica. Yeah. And he joins us to speak about how he has discovered the Workout Anytime brand and so much more. We're going to be talking about it right here. So please welcome to the show, Donovan Powell. Donovan, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Bob Lee.
How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed.
Good.
Right.
So wait a minute. You've traveled the world. Your background is pretty extensive, from London to Jamaica to Panama to the States to the Boogie Down Bronx, and now you're in Houston, somewhere like that.
I'm in Dallas right now.
Dallas.
Right now. I fly back into New York, New Jersey tomorrow or Wednesday. Yeah. But I'm traveling a lot because of the franchises and family as well. But
well, tell us about the businesses that you're into and how you're traveling to make all of this work. You got the franchises and all that stuff going on.
Yeah. So a team. The way that I make it work is I have a great team. I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. So when we're building out, for instance, the Phenix Salon Suites in Little Ferry. When we were building that one, we were building the Edgewater location, Paramus location, and a few that are in Long Island at the same time. And we did that within 2 years. And these are not small locations, but I couldn't do it on my own. I have a huge team and huge support system. And we're going to do the same thing with the Workout Anytime brand as well.
How did you get into the fitness industry?
Well, I've been working out my entire life. It's like, I need it. It's like breathing. Yeah. The way how I got into it, to actually say I'm going to own a location, buy territories. A friend of mine, big brother of mine, mentor, his name is Kevin Davis. Yeah. I was going to buy another franchise. I was going to go into retro fitness. And then he, told me about this brand and bought some territories. And then I went out to headquarters and spoke with them, and I was sold. And then from there, I bought some territories. So we both, combined, and we have, together we're doing we bought 24 locations, 24 territories to open up clubs around the country.
And Donovan, everything that I'm going to take you to Jamaica, everything that you need in it to make it all work, right?
Yes. We need everything. We need everything. I would not, one club will be different. Even with one club, you still need a team.
Yeah.
But the more you open, the more people you get, and it actually becomes easier. It sounds weird, but the more you get, the more people you bring on board, the more people you help, the more people you get to the next level to bring them up as well. So it just helps me to bring other people to what they want to, get in life. If they want to own a club or be a partner, or if they like to be a property manager or on-site manager, or just own their own suite, or someone coming in from the Bronx or Harlem, like I did, and needs like someone to talk to get, how do you go to get to the next level? I'm here, I'm an open book.
How did you come up with the name of Workout Anytime brand? Tell us more about that.
Well, it's a franchise, and we just like it's McDonald's. Someone can buy into, be a franchisee for McDonald's. We're just a franchisee owner operators for Workout Anytime. Workout Anytime has been around since 1999, and the owner is Steve, and they have around 100 and something locations around the country right now. Wow. So so we're going to help to build that brand to make it even bigger. Actually, I will be opening the first locations in New Jersey. They'll be the first in New Jersey.
The good thing about it is open 24/7, so you can find time.
Yes.
To invest in.
Yes, it's 24/7. During the day, we'll have one-on-ones, and we'll help you get to where you need to get to. So you don't have to be in perfect shape. We want the people to come in that are not in shape to get them into shape. So it's for everyone.
You can do it before and after.
You can do it before and after, no matter what. Yeah. Personal training. Right. Yeah.
That's good that you have everything that you need. I can see the picture there. It comes equipped with everything that you need, right?
It does. Anything you need, you don't have to bring anything there. We have a lot of amenities, infrared saunas, bell guns, anything you need. It's not just weights.
Cardiovascular.
Yes, it helps everything.
So, what advice would you have for someone getting into, because you want people to invest also, get involved with the investment and real estate part of it in your franchise, right? Not just come and work out.
I really, if someone wants to invest, that's fine. I really want to bring people on board just to show them the way and help them to get to what they need to get, where they need to get to.
Yeah.
If they want to invest, it has to be someone that really is invested. Not someone that just has money. Oh, I have some money here. And it has to be someone that is really going to be to help build not just the location, but is invested as well to be there and give it what it takes to make it $1 million club. Every location should be $1 million club.
And really, you're in the business of saving lives. Helping people live longer. Keep eating right, sleeping right, and working out. Exercise your mind, body, and spirit. Preparation for life.
It's funny you said that, because I always tell people it's really therapeutic. For me, it's therapeutic. It's not just about how you look, but it's everything else. It's everything that's going on inside. Usually we wait until something's going wrong to work out, or to start eating right, or to go to the doctor, where
True.
My thought process is, let's do that so you can prevent that happening. You know, so just do it now, make it a part of your lifestyle, and have fun while you're doing it.
What do you tell people who are just starting out and want, in their mind, they're working out, they want to get into it, but the body is like, how do you start? Because that's the hardest step right there.
That's the hardest part. Take your time. So if someone, you know, is on a treadmill, someone that's seasoned, they can be on a treadmill for 45 minutes, and it's norm. It's a norm. If you're just starting out, start with 5 minutes. If you try to go in and say, oh, I'm gonna really get it, you know, like Rocky, and go in there and spend 50 minutes on the treadmill, you're gonna be sore, and you're going to skip, and you're not going to continue your journey. Start with 5 minutes, do it every other day, or every day, and work yourself up slowly so you can stay consistent.
Work different the body every day?
Work your body every day in some type of way. It doesn't have to be the same thing. It depends on what you want to get. If someone if they feel like they're really small and they want to gain mass, you know, go in and lift curl with 5 pounds and work your way up. Work your way up, right? Someone that needs to lose weight, you don't want to touch any weights. You want to go into Stairmaster, but take your time. And then eventually you will gradually get better and spend more time. And it takes that.
Walk and then run. And you will feel the effects of it too, because everything becomes enhanced when you're in shape and you're working out, you know, or you may not be fully in shape, but you've been working out, your body can tell. Libido and everything is enhanced.
That's right. That's right. You can think better. You can see better. You'd be surprised. You don't know it until you do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'll say, wow, I feel amazing, you know, but you have to do it, get through it, and stay on it. Some people just want to work out for the beach. I'm not going to work out all winter. Okay, spring is coming. Summer's coming. I need to fit into this bathing suit. Work out for 2 months, and then they go, and then, all right, don't work out again. That's not going to work.
Or you just work out the top and don't do the bottom. So now you get, you know, you're skinny on the bottom, buffed on top.
Yeah, the guys, just all upper, you know, it's the whole body. The legs are even more important than the top. That's the root.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm really excited about this workout. You know, the clubs and Phenix as well. Really, really excited. And we're also opening the Cookie Plug. You know, my partner Kevin Davis brought me on with that as well, and you know, they're opening, him and his partner, him and LL Cool J. They're opening, I think it's 68 locations around the country.
Yeah.
And, I am.
Ellen, tell me about this. Wait a minute.
I left that out. I left that out.
Oh shucks.
So now I'm going to, you know, going to do 2 locations in Dallas and Fort Worth, Dallas. And you know, that would be my first 2, and then we'll see what happens with the other locations. But
what's it called?
The Cookie Plug.
Cookie
Plug.
Cookie Plug.
It's another franchise as well.
And is that the same concept? It's workout or?
No, it's actually the totally opposite of working out. It's unhealthy. It's
chill out.
You need to balance it out, right? It's cookies, but I love the concept because it's like a hip hop. It's like a hip hop concept. It's like graffiti. I love the concept. If anyone's out there, you can Google it. It's Cookie Plug, and it's about. It actually reminds me of the Bronx back in the 80s, tagging and everything like that, and then the cookies go along with that. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really great. It's really good.
Good, man. Give us a website where we can go to find out all about everything that you're doing.
Okay, well, you can go to PhenixSalonSuites.com. You can check out all of our locations. Even if someone wants to sign up, we're actually building a location in the South Bronx as well.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so any entrepreneurs, you know, you're a hairstylist, a barber, esthetician, you can get your own suite.
What?
You don't have to worry about anything. Just go in there. All you have to do is just pay your rent. You don't have to worry about water, electricity, anything. And you can build your own business.
Look at that.
Yeah, so we're doing that. My IG, my Instagram is property_king_. My email address is DonovanPLL@gmail. Also, so our slogan is be your own boss. So
yeah.
Everyone's their own boss. We want everyone to be their own boss. So it's hashtag be your own boss. If you need to sign up, when you go onto that Phenix website, you can get in contact with Deshaun Davis. His phone number is 646-281-3801. And he handles all the locations, especially in Maryland, Virginia, DC, and as well as Long Island, the Bronx, New Jersey as well. Thank you very much.
Back. When you open up the one in the Bronx, come back and join us again, okay?
Definitely. I you know, hopefully I can be in person. Yeah. Let's do it again.
Happen. Okay. Enjoy. Thank you for all you're doing to keep people in shape and keep it going.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
Donovan Powell, Workout Anytime brand. Thank you so much. We'll take a break right here. I've got more open coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. You're watching Open, and we appreciate you and thank you so much. You know, our last guest is the thought-provoking street artist, a visionary, and the creator of the Protect Your Heart Movement. Joins us to speak about the vision behind the project, and he's going to highlight a number of things that he's working on, too. He's got the Yo Heart Day event. So please welcome to the show, UnCut Art. Welcome. UnCut Art is in the house.
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me again, once again, to talk about Protect Your Heart Day and so much more.
I haven't seen you about a year or so. Was it a year?
Yeah. Since last year. Since last year.
What have you been doing since then? What have you been working on?
Oh man, I've been working on so much. I've been working on assisting in New York City with the new cannabis movement that's coming into New York City, the legalization of that, as a consultant for all their new dispensaries. So that's been a good thing, merging the art with that new community that's coming into New York, allowing them to have imagery that kind of speaks to the community and that speaks to health and wellness as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What inspired the Protect Your Heart movement?
Oh man, Protect Your Heart movement about 20 years ago, because it's been a while, was inspired by the lack of what we have now, the lack of camaraderie, the lack of love, the lack of love for self and attentive to self-care. We didn't have so much of that 20 years ago. So that inspired me to ponder a thought of how can I get to the people and express the importance of body care, of inner body care, of breathing, these other things, and Protect Your Heart was birthed out of that.
Beautiful,
and now 20 years later, we are here in the space where people can actually hear this kind of talk. When we started, it was very foreign to a lot of people.
Yeah. And you know, Protect Your Heart Day is coming up. Tell us about the importance of that.
Well, for 23rd, once again, is our 9th annual Protect Your Heart Day. And we have, once again, so many beautiful things set up as we mold this day into what we want it to be, or this weekend of wellness. And this year we have a beautiful all-day wellness day happening from 9 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m., broken down into two pieces of the youth portion and then an adults portion. And it's going to have, you know, the yoga, meditation, the sound healing, some beautiful vendors in the building that's going to have a lot of beautiful products and a lot of beautiful sponsors that are coming together to assist in allowing the community to have a beautiful wellness day.
Yeah. What day is that?
April 23rd.
April 23rd.
Yes. Protect Your Heart Day. We are going to make official holiday of self-awareness, self-care, self-love, self-appreciation. It's all about the coming together for self, which is not just you, but just a connection of all of us as one.
Yeah. And how can people get involved?
Well, for one, you can definitely go to our website, ProtectYoHeart.life, and support by purchasing our general pass, which is very, very, very cost efficient, and then joining us that day in Brooklyn on April at 9 a.m. to start with the children, bring out the children. We have meditation, yoga. Yeah. We have a lot of workshops set up for them. A lot of different artists come together to put together some beautiful workshops. So bring your children out, and it's going to be a beautiful day.
Is Sandra going to be there from the Bullion Foundation?
Yes, the Bullion Foundation will be in the building. We have a lot of beautiful sponsors. Plant Burger has come on board to sponsor us with the food. Spray Ground is to sponsor us. Nahi Farms has offered to sponsor us. There's a lot of beautiful people that's coming on board as we move forward. So if you are looking forward to coming down and looking to sponsor us, please. We are looking for food and different things that the community can really, really enjoy for the day. Beverage, food, and different things of that nature.
You have a sponsorship contact if they want to call in and
yeah, all the information
throw some dollars at you, or
yes, all the information is on the website, ProtectYourHeart.life. Yes, we got .life. That's us, ProtectYourHeart.life. There's a donations portion on there, as well as sponsorship portion on there. So please go in there, and that's where you can also pick up your tickets on there as well, and buy some merch, because we have a lot of beautiful merch that we offering as a way to raise funds for this beautiful event.
You've been hanging out with a lot of people. You've did the artwork for a lot of people. Some of those people, name some of them.
I've done a lot of artwork for people like Madonna and Jamie Foxx, and I mean, just to name a few. And I don't really know a lot of people, because a lot of projects I do for people is really private, because they themselves don't speak on these things, because a lot of work that I do is very virtual. So there's a lot of energy that goes into a lot of these artwork. So a lot of people don't really promote a lot of the art that I do, because it's not for promotion. But yes, we do work with a lot of people.
But you also have Michael Jackson.
Oh, the artwork is very, very extensive. The catalog is very huge. We have a lot of beautiful art, from street art to fine art, like this right here that you're looking at, to crusted and and diamond encrusted art. I mean, it just goes, it ranges.
Yeah. Look at Bob Marley. That's the man right there. Oh, Bruce Lee.
My style. That's my uncut style. That's like art within art. Within all this art, you will see another and something else. That was Spike Lee on the corner of that head. If you
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I like to hide different things inside the artwork to allow people to, like, every day you wake up, you look at my art, you will see something new based on how you're vibrating and what frequency you're on. You would find something new in there, and that's why the artwork is broken up in pieces, because you get to put pieces together and create your own images where I didn't put it there, type of thing. It's very beautiful kind of art.
Are you into the frequencies and meridians and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, Protect Your Heart is really, really all about frequencies and understanding your own personal energy. So the whole movement speaks on loving yourself from that perspective, from your frequency perspective, because people actually think that loving themselves is really just about going in self-care and getting a massage and getting their hair done. And that's beautiful, but there's another inner beautiful aspect of breathing and allowing yourself to really be to yourself and taking the time out and being silent for a couple hours. Those are really more self-care practices than just going out and just, you know, splurging on yourself per se.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you do to keep yourself grounded?
Well, for one thing, part of our practice is to introduce new ways of thinking. And for the first thing is when you first wake up, that's the first thing we want to start with, is when you first wake up in the days, you want to take at least 5 minutes to yourself, to honor yourself, to honor your breath, to honor your body, to honor your lungs and your entire inner self. All your organs have to get greeted when you first wake up, because they were working for you all night, and you have to when you first wake up. And that would allow you to have peace within yourself moving forward and being able to communicate with people in a better way, having peace within yourself. And once you do that, I usually go get a lime shot and start with just giving my body nice hydration and drink water till around noon, 11 o'clock. And then I eat breakfast. And so those ways is allowing my body to have its break without me overloading on it, and just, you know, keeping the mindfulness on that as well. And eat healthy, you know, eat very healthy, and be mindful of what you put inside your body, and treat your body like your temple. That's
beautiful. Treat your body like the temple that it is. So there you go again. Exercise your mind, body, and spirit in preparation for life.
Yes, and then we can all be at peace once we understand what that means.
Yeah. Anything that we missed that we should know about?
Well, shoot, definitely April 23rd is the goal at hand right now. I would love for everybody to go and purchase their passes, to come out, share with the community, bring your friends, bring your family. This is a family-oriented event for the day. And then adults, bring your friends out, do something different. It's more like a half a day retreat, you know, getting away from the norm to be able to breathe and meditate and be by yourself. So please come out and be with others like yourself on April 23rd for ProtectYoHeart Day in Brooklyn at 525 Waverly at the beautiful Sounder Studio. And I thank you guys for, again, hosting me and having me in the show.
You're welcome. Give us that website one more time.
The website is ProtectYoHeart, Protect, PROTECT, YO Heart, HEART.life.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Uncut Art, street art, visionary and creator of ProtectYoHeart Movement. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, and you're always welcome back.
Yes, have a beautiful day.
All right, you too. But that about does for us today. It's a beautiful thing that we had so many wonderful people on to share their thoughts and their love. And I know a lot of people learned a lot too. Thanks for tuning in to Open. And we'll catch you another day, another way. But always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'll be Dr. Bob Lee, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. We love you all. Peace.